Temple is not a place of propaganda. Government can manage museums. Please don't try to manage temples. It's time devotees manage temples.
It's time that the temples of Tamil Nadu come out of the clutches of the government and into the hands of responsible, competent and devout community.
Temple is not a place of propaganda. Temple is a place of power which should draw people. Once you take away that power, there are no people, there are only stragglers, tourists, people who want some privacy.
This is very painful because a temple is not a place of prayer, it is the soul of this community. UNESCO, the UN agency, says the traditional temples of Tamil Nadu are in a bad state of decay. It's time that the temples of Tamil Nadu come out of the clutches of the government and into the hands of responsible, competent and devout community. Please leave it to the devotees. We will manage it. If it's at the cost of our life, we will manage it. How to do it, the complexities of it, we will look at that later. First thing is, the government should show the intent that the temple should be managed by the community, not by the government. My understanding, what is secular? Secular nation means a religion does not mess with the government and the government does not mess with the religion.
Today, this level of neglect and things being handled by the physical structure being maintained by ASI, which is reasonably okay, and the rest maintained by the endowment ministry or department. It's painful to see that just 50 years ago, what was a powerful and beautiful temple today is just catering to tourist curiosity. Government can manage museums. Please don't try to manage temples. It's time devotees manage temples.
According to Sadhguru, today temples may be built just like shopping complexes with concrete and steel, probably for the same purpose because everything has become commerce. Sadhguru also tweeted, "Devotees consuming beef tallow in the temple prasadam is beyond disgusting. This is why temples should be run by devotees, not by government administrations. Where there is no devotion, there shall be no sanctity. Time the Hindu temples are run by devout Hindus, not by government administration."
The root, the source and the core of this culture and civilization is devotion, and the sthanas are the centers of this devotion which churns this devotion. In this culture, for thousands of years, is the temple which is built to a certain science. Temples became powerful means of transforming one's lives. And unfortunately, today, these temples, these powerhouses, this very life center of Tamil culture is enslaved in the hands of bureaucrats and politicians who have no concern or care or involvement or devotion for these powerful centers which have been the heart of our Tamil culture.
This will be the fate of most temples in the country, in South India particularly, if we don't regenerate them. If you don't make them into living, powerful spaces, they will not be valued just for the stonework. It is the power of consecration which makes them what they are. It is definitely time that uninvolved government employees should not be managing the temple. Devotees, for whom their heart beats for the deity, they should manage the temple. It's time to do this. Southern Indian temples particularly are so grand. If you look at this work, tremendous amount of work done a few hundred years ago, and here we have brought it to this state of just preserving it, not keeping it alive.
Sadhguru says, "When I talk about temples, I am talking about the way ancient temples were created. In this country, in ancient times, temples were built only for Shiva, nobody else. It was only later that the other temples came up because people started focusing on immediate well-being. Using this science, they started creating various other forms which they could use to benefit themselves in so many other ways in terms of health, wealth and well-being. They created different types of energies and different kinds of deities. If you want money, you create one kind of form, or a fear full of fear, you create another kind of form which will assist with that. These temples came up in the last 1100 or 1200 years, but before that, there were no other temples in the country except Shiva temples. The word Shiva literally means that which is not. So the temple was built for that which is not. That which is physical manifestation. That which is not is that which is beyond the physical. So a temple is a hole through which you enter into a space which is not.
To receive free tips on food, health, diet, lifestyle, and Satguru's upcoming programs, you can join us on WhatsApp, Signal, and Telegram, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook by clicking on the link below.